Okay, we're going to demonstrate here C phrase over a cricket database. So here's the schema of the cricket database. We have things like players, and we have things like matches, and we have lots of different tables that interrelate them. So let's just do some quick querying then. So basically, if you go over here, what you can do, so instead of typing here, so typing is kind of can be painful. Instead of typing, what we do is we just basically do point and click building. So right here, we just basically say something like this. We say player. So if we say the player, okay, then we have the 844 players. And then what we can do is we can basically say stuff like, well, we want the, okay, we can do little typing, born after, we want fairly young players, I suppose. Let's just say we want them born after this particular date. Okay, that's narrowing it down a bit. Then we want to have the batting hand. I don't know what that exactly means, but I guess right hand batting. And then right hand bowling. So this should whittle it down even further. Yeah. And then maybe a bowling style of FS. Okay, so now we've gotten it down to this number here. So if we want to, we can basically say stuff like this. We can say, well, we want to get the actual batting stats for those players. So now we actually have the batting stats. Now, if you go over here, what you can do is you can click on this, and this will then actually allow you to scroll over. You can see the full table here. So if we scroll here, we can wind up seeing the different attribute values here. So if we go to here, we can go to this. It's spanning over two pages here. So yeah, so this allows you to explore that kind of thing. So let's just show another example here. So really what you want to do here is what you want to be able to do is generate or create your questions so they form a line in the graph. So what we might say here is we might say something like the following. We want the umpires, and then the next thing is right here for refereed a match where that was won by. So you can type in the won by here because this is actually giving you this gives you one direction, team won match, match won by team. But it doesn't matter. You could just have one there as well. But let's say won by. And then over here, what we can do is we can just bring in the names of the team. So here are the names of the actual teams here. So let's say the ones that are won by India. So these are the umpires that refereed a match won by India. Now right here, this shows a little bit of an ambiguity. So this right here would be something like, this is the correct one. So the umpires that refereed a match won by the team named India. That's fine. This one here is umpires refereed match that was won. So I'm not sure in cricket if you can have draws, but this basically would be so a referee that actually refereed a match that was won by somebody. And that umpire then harkens from the country named India. So these are like the Indian umpires. So if we just click this one right here, these are the actual umpires that they can come from anywhere. They can, these are, Bruce Oxenford's from Australia. These are the ones that that refereed a match that was won by India. And if we just go back here, these ones right here should just be actually the Indian. Yeah, so these are all Indian umpires. So that just shows you how ambiguity can come up, and you have to select the proper interpretation. So if we go back to this one right here, what we can say is something like this. Okay, we get this one, but let's go the opposite direction. Let's see. Okay, which matches were that then Herr Oxenford refereed? So basically, we can say something like this. We can say, give me the matches won by India. And then you can do completions here. So refereed by umpire. And then the umpire, let's just go back to this guy here, Oxenford. So this was the actual match here. I guess it looks like if we basically say take that match and then let's just get the summary scorecard for that, or the score card summary. Right. So here's the score. The score. The scorecard summary for the matches won by India, refereed by umpire Oxenford. Okay, let's then say, let's just do the following thing. Let's just basically say, give me the, well, what we can do here is we can say, we're going to do something like this. I want to show kind of an example of a superlative. So if I basically say this, if I say that, well, what are batting stats? Okay, well, we can go over here, in fact, and we can basically say the batting stats table. And here are all the columns in the batting stats table. So if I say something like this, if I say player batting stats, and then let's say greatest, and then let's say maybe the greatest runs scored. All right, so these should be some really kind of top players, because these guys have all the top. So maybe for people who know cricket, maybe these names mean a lot, because they should be real stars here, I suppose. And then if I say this, if I say, well, what teams do they teams that member of or has member. Sorry, it should be has member. So it's a team has member player. So that other one, that the member of, I can go and I can actually patch the configuration so it can handle that as well. But I just haven't done that yet. Right. So these are the teams that have those had those or have those star players. Okay, so this just shows you how you can go and you can explore around here. So people who are real interested in cricket, I suppose that they can go and they can explore and find some interesting facts here. A follow-up video will show actually how this gets configured, but it's fairly quick. I mean, it just a C phrase just takes in the schema, and then there's a little bit of annotation, and then you're allowed to do these kind of questions. Okay, thank you very much.